Chapter 5: A villa of 600 million. Inside the sales department, Manager Song was in person at this time, sending Lin Chen away. Li Moyu is also following Lin Chen at this moment, helping hand with document bag. Just like that, the three came to the underground parking lot next to them, and when it came to Lin Chen's Porsche 911 GT 1-98, Manager Song's eyes widened. In the mouth, the air conditioning sucked in it. Mr. Lin, is your car the legendary Porsche 911 GT 1-98? Manager Song's body trembled. He is very fond of Porsche. In my dream, I also hope to buy a Porsche. Because of this, he is very familiar with all models of the Porsche brand. But what he didn't expect was, I am actually able to be here now. I saw a Porsche 911 GT 1-98, the only one in the world. Well, that's right. Lin Chen didn't deny it. He just calmly took out the car key and unlocked the door. Then, he conveniently buckled the house book and jade and put it on the co-pilot. And looking at Lin Chen's appearance, Manager Song, who was there, looked at Lin Chen with more and more respect. It is because of understanding. Therefore, he is well aware. To get this car, you need more than just enough money. What's more, a certain identity and background are required. Thinking of this, Manager Song became more and more sure that this was the idea of a nobleman. Immediately, there was a burst of emotion in my mouth. Mr. Lin, you are really amazing. Regarding this, Lin Chen just smiled lightly and didn't say much. After that, several people bid farewell. Lin Chen was driving the car. After leaving the underground garage, he went straight to the villa area not far away. The villa area of Dongjia No. 1 is actually only a road away from the sales department. Came to the gate of the community, showed his house book. After the vehicle was registered, Lin Chen was released. Slowly entered the community, under the leadership of the security guards. Lin Chen was also very fast, and arrived at his No. 1 villa. I have to say that the security guards at Dongjia No. 1 are still very discerning. Parked the car in his garage. Lin Chen then took the real estate book and the security deduction. Take the elevator and enter the house. The No. 1 villa where he is located is in the deepest part of the entire community. The floor area is also huge. And in the courtyard behind Lin Chen's villa, fountains, trees, outdoor pools, everything you need. The interior of Lin Chen's No. 1 villa is divided into 4 floors. The first floor is a series of living rooms such as a huge meeting room, a TV hall, a dining room, a Chinese and Western kitchen, and a tea room. On the second floor, there are bedrooms, study, dressing room, sunroom, etc. And on the 2 floors underground, on the basement level, there are home theater, gym, and entertainment room. And on the second floor underground, there are only 2 rooms. One is a collection room, and this one is made of thickened steel plates. As for the other one is a wine cellar. And the interior decoration design of this villa, it belongs to a simple style of decoration and layout. Marble background walls, handmade sofas, coffee tables, all of them reflect the unique taste of this villa. At this time, Lin Chen was visiting the villa. Looking at this series of layouts, the expression of shock gradually appeared on his face. At the same time, at this moment he finally understood. It's really poverty that limits your imagination. It turns out that the living room and TV hall of rich people can still be separated. Moreover, even the bathroom can have more than 50 square meters. At this moment, Lin Chen was really shocked. At the same time, I understand why this villa can be worth 600 million yuan. This is the world of the rich. Muttering in my heart, Lin Chen took 2 deep breaths and worked hard to calm himself down. And at the same time, opposite the villa where Lin Chen is located, Villa No. 2, in the study room of the No. 2 villa, a woman with a graceful figure, holding a cup of coffee in her hand, was looking at Villa No. 1 there. His eyes flickered, said, "Uncle Sun, did someone buy this villa?" Sun Fu behind him nodded and said, "Yes ma'am, I just heard something from my inquiry. It is said that this villa was bought by a young man surnamed Lin. As for the specific details, my side is continuing to investigate." "Don't keep checking," the girl said calmly. The other party's ability to win the No. 1 villa means that the background and identity are not simple. Although the villa in the eastern suburbs is only 600 million yuan, many people in Shanghai can afford it. But how many people are willing to spend 600 million yuan to buy a villa in the whole country? The resident on the opposite side has an unusual identity. He is probably a son of a family. So there is no need to check the other party, which may cause the other party's resentment. Hearing this, Sun Fu said hastily, "Yes, miss, I'm being rude. Yeah. But it's so easy to move in, so low-key." The girl pondered inwardly. After all, many people relocate. Not to mention the sound of gongs and drums and the sound of firecrackers. At the very least, they will invite a bunch of friends and come over to celebrate. But now, the other party is very low-key, and moved in casually. On the contrary, it gives people the feeling that the other party doesn't care about this villa at all. As if, you didn't buy a villa worth 600 million yuan. It's just a slightly larger building block toy. There is no need to celebrate at all. This seems to be the most terrifying. At this moment, this young girl is somewhat interested in the owner of this no villa. Immediately, he looked at Sun Fu next to him and said, "Uncle Sun, go visit him tomorrow. As a gift, just take a 90-year-old Conti." Sun Fu, who listened to these words, immediately nodded, said, "Okay miss, I see." Sun Fu left the study. The other side. Lin Chen is sitting on the sofa at this time. At this moment, the whole person fell into the sofa. Looking up at the hanging crystal chandelier, his complexion suddenly changed. With a wry smile, he shook his head. Driving a sports car worth 80 million yuan, living in a villa worth 600 million yuan. Looking at the account, there are still 5,200 yuan left. To be honest, if the system didn't help me, I would have paid the property fee for this year. I guess I can't even pay the property fee for this villa. We have to find a way to make some money. Muttering in his heart, Lin Chen frowned slightly. Lin Chen has no doubts about his ability to make money. After all, his abilities are there. Not to mention, now I have this trillion subsidy app. In this way, if you can't get money yourself, it's too shameful.